Welcome to War Bios, the podcast where we delve into the complexities of military history's most pivotal battles. I'm your host, General Biography, and today we're going to explore one of the ancient world's most decisive conflicts, the Battle of Carrhae. This epic clash between the Roman Empire and the Parthian Empire would change the course of history, showcasing the strengths and weaknesses of two mighty powers. The stage for this battle was set in the 1st century BCE, a time when the Roman Empire, under the leadership of triumvirs Pompey, Crassus, and Julius Caesar, was expanding its territories. The Parthian Empire, with its capital in Ctesiphon near modern-day Baghdad, had long been a thorn in the side of the Romans, controlling the vital trade routes between East and West. Our story begins in 54 BCE, when Marcus Licinius Crassus, one of Rome's most influential and wealthy citizens, was appointed governor of Syria. Crassus, driven by a desire for military glory and riches, saw an opportunity to conquer the Parthian Empire and secure a lasting legacy. He spent the next year assembling a massive army consisting of 7 legions, totaling over 40,000 soldiers. As we delve into the historical context of the Battle of Carrhae, it's essential to understand the geography of the region. The battle took place in the Mesopotamian desert, near the city of Carrhae, modern-day Haran, Turkey. This unforgiving terrain, with its scorching heat and limited water sources, would play a crucial role in the outcome of the battle. The Parthians, masters of guerrilla warfare and mounted archery, were well adapted to this environment. Their army, led by General Sherenas, was composed of skilled horsemen and archers who had honed their skills in the vast expanses of the Mesopotamian desert. The Roman army, on the other hand, was largely composed of heavy infantry with their characteristic testudo formation, which had proven effective against traditional enemy formations. In the years leading up to the battle, tensions between Rome and Parthia had been escalating. The Roman Empire had been expanding its influence in the region, and the Parthians saw this as a threat to their own power and independence. Diplomatic efforts to resolve the conflict had failed, and both sides were preparing for war. As the Roman army began its march into Parthian territory, they were met with a mixture of curiosity and hostility from the local population. The Parthians, aware of the impending invasion, had been preparing their defenses, using their knowledge of the terrain to their advantage. They'd established a network of scouts and spies who provided them with valuable intelligence on the Roman army's movements and dispositions. The Romans, confident in their superior numbers and military might, pushed forward, unaware of the dangers that lay ahead. The Parthians, employing their signature tactic of feigned retreat, lured the Romans deeper into the desert, where the harsh conditions and lack of supplies would begin to take their toll. And so, we've arrived at the threshold of our story, with the Roman army poised to cross into Parthian territory. The year is 53 BCE, and the fate of empires hangs in the balance. The battle itself took place on a scorching hot day in May 53 BCE, near the city of Carrhae, modern-day Haran, Turkey. The Roman army, with its 7 legions, totaling over 40,000 soldiers, was a formidable force. But they were about to face an enemy unlike any they had encountered before. The Parthian army, led by General Sherenas, was composed of skilled horsemen and archers, who had honed their skills in the vast expanses of the Mesopotamian desert. As the Roman army advanced, they were met with a hail of arrows from the Parthian cavalry, who employed their signature tactic of feigned retreat. The Parthians would ride forward, firing arrows at the Romans, and then quickly retreat, luring the Romans deeper into the desert. This tactic proved to be highly effective, as the Roman army was unable to cope with the mobility and range of the Parthian cavalry. The Roman infantry, weighed down by their heavy armor, were unable to keep up with the lightning-fast Parthian horsemen. The Parthians would ride circles around the Romans, firing arrows at them from all sides, and then quickly retreat before the Romans could respond. This tactic not only weakened the Roman army, but also demoralized them, as they were unable to effectively counter the Parthian attacks. As the battle raged on, the Roman army began to suffer heavy casualties. The heat of the desert sun, combined with the relentless arrow fire from the Parthians, took its toll on the Roman soldiers. Crassus, realizing that his army was in danger of being annihilated, attempted to regroup and reorganize his forces. However, it was too late. as the Parthian cavalry had already broken through the Roman lines and were now attacking from all sides. The Roman army's situation became increasingly desperate as they were surrounded by the Parthians and unable to escape. Crassus, in a last-ditch effort to save his army, ordered his son Publius to lead a contingent of cavalry to attack the Parthian flank. However, this attempt was unsuccessful, and Publius was killed in the fighting. As the day drew to a close, the Roman army was on the brink of collapse. The Parthians had won a decisive victory, and the Romans were forced to retreat back to Syria. The Battle of Carrhae was one of the most significant defeats in Roman history, and it would have far-reaching consequences for the empire. The battle marked a turning point in the history of the Roman Empire, as it highlighted the limitations of their military power and exposed their vulnerability to guerrilla warfare. The Parthian victory also secured their independence and ensured that they would remain a major power in the region for centuries to come. The Battle of Carrhae is a testament to the enduring power of strategy and adaptability on the battlefield. In the immediate aftermath of the battle, the Roman Empire struggled to come to terms with the scale of their defeat. Crassus, the Roman general who had led the ill-fated campaign, was killed during the battle, and his head was sent to the Parthian king, Orodes II, as a trophy. The remaining Roman forces retreated back to Syria, leaving behind thousands of dead and wounded soldiers. The defeat at Carrhae marked a significant turning point in the history of the Roman Empire. It exposed the weaknesses of their military tactics and highlighted the need for more adaptable and flexible strategies. The Roman army's traditional strength lay in its heavy infantry, but this had proven ineffective against the mobile and lightly armored Parthian cavalry. In response to the defeat, the Roman Empire underwent a period of significant military reform. The Roman general, Julius Caesar, who would later go on to become one of the most powerful men in Rome, took note of the lessons learned at Carrhae and incorporated them into his own military campaigns. Caesar's armies became more flexible and adaptable, with a greater emphasis on cavalry and archers. The Parthian Empire, on the other hand, emerged from the battle as a major power in the region. The victory at Carrhae secured their independence and ensured that they would remain a significant force in the ancient world for centuries to come. The Parthians continued to develop their military tactics, incorporating new technologies and strategies into their arsenal. One of the most significant consequences of the Battle of Carrhae was the impact it had on the Roman Empire's relations with its eastern neighbors. The defeat marked the beginning of a long period of tension and conflict between Rome and Parthia, with both empires vying for control of the region. This led to a series of wars and skirmishes that would last for centuries, shaping the course of history in the ancient world. As we reflect on the Battle of Carrhae, it is clear that its legacy extends far beyond the battlefield. The battle marked a significant turning point in the history of the Roman Empire, exposing the limitations of their military power and highlighting the need for more adaptable and flexible strategies. It also secured the independence of the Parthian Empire, ensuring that they would remain a major power in the region for centuries to come. As the Roman historian Plutarch once noted, the Battle of Carrhae was a disaster of the first magnitude, and it marked the beginning of a long period of trouble and anxiety for the Roman Empire. The Battle of Carrhae serves as a reminder of the enduring power of strategy and adaptability on the battlefield and the significant impact that a single battle can have on the course of history. In conclusion, the aftermath of the Battle of Carrhae was marked by significant military reform in the Roman Empire and the emergence of the Parthian Empire as a major power in the region. The battle's legacy continues to be felt today, serving as a reminder of the importance of adaptability and flexibility on the battlefield. That's all for today's War Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm General Biography reminding you to keep marching toward victory.